So I'm going to talk about my suggestion for how to choose the right bushcraft knife for you. So there are a lot of things to cover when looking at bushcraft blades. I think it comes down to 3 categories. What are you using it for? What are you accompanying it with? And what is your budget? Of course, the biggest thing is your budget. You can't get what you can't afford. So it's just some things are just out of the question. Just going to put some knives here on the table for you to look at. Bringing them in one at a time for dramatic effect. Let me adjust the camera a little touch. Here we are. So a lot of people get so caught up in what is the best, what is the perfect grind, perfect handle material, perfect steel. You got a lot of elitists out there that think if you don't pay 200 plus for a blade, then you don't have a blade. That's just absolutely silly. Knives like this, just a classic Mora, are very inexpensive. You can pick up this Light My Fire version, which has a little ferro rod in the back, this is actually a great knife. But this knife will run about $35–40 depending on where you purchase it. Mora's with this exact same design without the ferro rod, you can pick up for about 15 bucks. Not bad steel, usually Sandvik or a high carbon steel. And they work great. They're usually not full tang, although they have come out with full tang versions now. But for someone starting out, or hey, even not starting out, you just don't want to blow a lot of money on another knife, this is a great option. This will handle most things, depending, like I said, on what you pair it with. This right here, going up a little bit in price. This is a handy little fixed blade. I love this little knife. You can see it's not very big at all. It's a tiny little knife, but it's a real nice steel. It's got sort of a textured rubber handle. It's full tang. I think this is a wicked little blade. Here are some bigger options. These will depend on what we talked about, what you're pairing it with. If you're bringing an axe in the woods with you, you don't need these big guys here. It's nice to have, sure, but you don't need it. All your heavy work, your splitting and things like that, will be done with your axe, and so you don't need these big things for things like batoning and stuff. What are you going to use your knife for? Cutting cordage, maybe some carving, some whittling, pounding in tent stakes, things like that. If you got an axe, all your heavy falling is going to happen with your axe. All your wood splitting will happen with your axe. You can pair it with this little guy. That'll get the job done. This guy, without a full tang, you don't need it. Replace the axe with a frame back saw or a folding saw like a Baco Laplander or Expert or some of the silky saws. There's so many saw options and different options out there for big heavy tools, and when you have that, you don't need to be packing huge steel like this. However, if you're not going to carry an axe, you're not going to carry a saw, you're going to need a big blade and you're going to need something solid. These guys here are quite expensive. This is a Diving Sparrow Knife Works. You can check it out. These knives are in the 200 plus category. I won't get into specifics, but that's all I'll say. They're in the 200 category plus. This is a Diving Sparrow as well. This one was a gift. Thank you so much. Both of these are fantastic knives. Almost indestructible. I mean, look at the steel, full tang, built well. Leather sheaths. These are sort of the Cadillacs. These can be completely unnecessary. They work great, but if you have something like this, you don't need these huge things. Now, what if you don't have an axe, you just want a knife, and you still don't have a big budget? There are lots of companies out there. I think Schrade, for an example, is killing the game right now for real tough, hardcore, hard-use bushcraft blades for very little money. There are a whole bunch of knives. Go check out the Schrade fixed blade line. I don't know all their names and numbers because they're a little bit odd, so it's hard to keep track of. But they come out with knives with good steels, decent steels, good handles, and they're tough. They'll get the job done just as well as these guys will. They might not hold the edge as long, but they'll get the job done. Anyways, guys, I hope this video helps out some of you guys that just don't have a handle. For you guys that don't have a grasp yet on how to choose that first knife, or how to set up your toolkit. Hope this helps a little bit. Hit the like button if it helped. Comment down below, ask any questions. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.